Welcome to the Dirttime channel. I'm Alan Halcon.
And I'm Christopher Nirgesh.
And while we're waiting here on D to get here, I guess we'll just start in a little video of our own.
Why not? Yeah.
So you got some plans for us today, Christopher?
Well, yeah. We've done several videos on wild plants and useful plants. And what I wanted to do today is show people how they can take their landscaping plants.
Right.
And if you're going to plant something in your home and in your yard anyway, it might as well be something useful for food or for medicine.
Absolutely.
Or something. And of course, there's plenty of weeds in your yard, but some people want a neat yard. So here's something that you can plant around borders and in pots and whatever. You know what it is, right?
Aloe.
Aloe. So this is the aloe vera, and when you have poison oak or a burn or a rash, you simply open up the leaf like so.
Now, Christopher, we just got back from Dirttime 12,
right?
And there was a lot of people that were toasty and burnt.
That's right.
This would have come in
aloe.
really handy.
I must have had 5 people ask me for aloe. So you put it on your skin for sunburn, cuts, wounds, poison oak. So yeah, aloe is really useful.
How efficient is that with poison oak? Because
well, I've met 2 people who told me that it doesn't work on rashes on their skin, but in my opinion, my experience, this is incredibly efficient for poison oak. It causes an immediate cooling, the reddening of the skin, and the rash starts healing right away.
But the redness from a poison oak thing doesn't really come in for at least another 24 hours.
24 to 48 hours,
right.
Right. But nevertheless, let's say if some of the people said they were in poison oak, we could have had them wash and just rub with this, and that would help counteract.
This may be a good preventative. You put it on your skin prior to going through a patch of poison oak.
I've never heard of it used that way, but it could be.
You know, because we're trying to block the oils.
Yeah, it's good for suntan, sunburn. So this is a great thing to have in your yard. You can actually just take one leaf, or rather than take the whole leaf off, you could just tear or cut the top off and use this. This will heal over, and then use more. So this is an awesome plant. Once you have one, it's like rabbits. You know, they spread and they multiply.
Well, it's like the cactus. Every time we see a nopal and we toss it, we go there next year and
it's
like,
growing.
I know. Yeah, that's
I know.
interesting.
So here's another one that I brought, and usually they form large clumps. Do you know what this one is?
An onion.
Okay, yeah,
or
smell
garlic.
it. Smell it. It's actually not an allium, but it's commonly called society garlic. There's a few other names for it. I've noticed that this has been used a lot in landscaping in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
But the clumps get bigger and bigger and bigger. There's places that I've planted these in the mountains where I go back, and we can cut them and use them as an onion. This is a case where you let your nose tell you what it is. But of course, you go to the nursery, you buy these, you plant them. Don't put them in pots, though. Put them along borders. I mean, you could put it in a pot, but it'll fill the whole pot in a year or two. Then you want to spread them and put them all around the yard.
By the way, if you were to use that universal plant edibility test that we find in a lot of books, this plant right here would be disregarded because you can feel the afterburn or something like that after it's been in your mouth for a little while.
It's irritating in the mouth. Yeah, in other words, what you're saying is those tests are no good.
Those tests are no good. Don't ever do it. Remember, if you can't 100% identify the plant, don't use it. Don't eat it.
Well, for those of you who are at Dirttime, I gave a lesson on that. I was trying to expose some of the myths of how you can tell if a plant is edible, and people do that because they want a shortcut. You need to know the individual plant, like Alan is saying, or learn the plant families.
Right.
Hey, that's in my book, Guide to Wild Foods. Okay.
Another shameless plug?
Shameless plug. Okay. I'm good at shameless plugs.
This is good, by the way.
Yeah, it's tasty. I put it in soups and I put it in eggs. This guy is a traditional herbal garden thing, but it's drought tolerant. It's fragrant, okay, and it doesn't require a whole lot of care. This is called lemon verbena. I've had lemonade made from these leaves, just simmered in the water and then sweetened, and it's absolutely delicious.
Lemon?
V-E-R-B-E-N-A, lemon verbena.
Okay.
So as an ornamental, this is great, like up against a house or the edge of a garage or out in the front of the parkway. It's green all year, very attractive, very low maintenance. That's what people are looking for in their yard. Low maintenance, not a lot of care. But if you can get something that's useful or tea at the same time, you might as well. Now, it's not a food, but it's a seasoning for fish where you might use lemon.
Sure.
And it's a great tea.
Hey, we could have had that with that carp we had at Dirttime.
Anything would have improved the carp.
But that carp was good. You got to admit, for what it was, that carp was good.
Did you eat some?
Oh, absolutely.
And you say it was good?
It was good.
The first bite was like mud, but then Matt said maybe I had a little bit of mud on it.
It was...
And it was tasty. It tasted like sage.
We had
after
some
that.
sage. It was good.
It was acceptable.
It was good.
Okay.
But then again, we teach survival. We'll eat almost anything.
Well, I mean, after a while, you will eat anything.
Yeah.
If you have no food, you'll eat anything. So this guy, see the purple flower, and then crush the leaf. Even you may know what this is, Alan.
Oh, highly doubtful. I'm not big on ornamentals. I don't know much about them. I know more wild plants than I do ornamentals, so this is an education for me as well.
Okay, my mother used to grow this one because it takes no work. You literally can toss this in the yard. It's a geranium. It's a fragrant geranium. Not all of the geraniums are fragrant. They have this leaf, which you would probably recognize as looking like a mallow. In fact, when people see mallow for the first time, they think it's a geranium.
I would see that and call it more wild celery. The leaf, not the plant.
Yeah, the leaflet, because the celery is a divided leaf.
Yeah, right.
And then you have these flowers, so it's attractive, it's ornamental, it's green year-round, it requires almost no care. And again, it's not a food, but you can use it as a fragrant tea. And that's a pretty flower.
Yeah.
When you go out, you can put that on your lapel. Or not. Okay, this guy is another common ornamental tree. It's a, the heck is it, guava. It's one of the ornamental guavas, pineapple guava. I see the fruits of this all over town on the ground, going into the gutter. Nobody eats them. It has a granular, very sweet flavor. It's delicious.
Okay, so we have one of these trees in my yard.
Yeah.
I cannot stand the smell.
Some people don't like the odor.
It
That's
is absolutely, it drives, it makes me nauseous.
Really, try cutting one in half or quarter and taste it sometimes, and you'll probably get more used to the smell.
Well,
it's a delicious fruit. The odor is one thing, but the flavor is quite another.
We put that inside. Oh my God, it's just.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just.
But again, a lot of people grow these. I've seen these in that old estate up in Altadena at the top of the lake, where no one's watered or anything for 60 or 70 years. This still grows, and it still fruits. Although they're small, there's macadamia, there's carob, there's jujube. So that means those plants are survivors. And citrus survives in the wild too.
Well, it's interesting how many ornamentals are planted throughout the city parks and all that, and they're all useful.
Some of them are useful.
Right. Good point. Some of them are useful. A lot of them are useful.
But that's what we want to emphasize. If you're going to do your yard, plant food for survival and for tea, food, medicine, that kind of thing.
These are plants on the road to self-reliance.
Exactly. And then this last one that I've got today, this is very, very easy to grow. Do you know what it is? No fruit right now. It's a yellow fruit with a big golden seed.
It is.
People think it's a citrus because of the name.
We have this at my house, and I can't
it's
remember
not a
right
kumquat. It's
I can't remember.
Loquat.
A loquat.
So they think citrus.
That's what it is. We have that at my house, and I'm just.
Yeah. Now it's one of the earliest fruiters of spring. You pick off the yellow fruit and you spit out the seed. It's very delicious. A lot of them go to waste, but I'm seeing them more and more in the farmers markets, and people are using them. So it's a good edible food. It's an early fruiter. It's low maintenance. It's drought tolerant. And I've heard from a lady who took one of my classes, she's from China, that these leaves they used to use for cancer. Now, folks, I don't know the details on that, and her English wasn't that great, but she said that in China this was used for some kind of a medicine. So, all of these have multiple uses. We're just skimming over the surface.
Now, what's
here.
interesting about the plants that you showed us, they're relatively low maintenance.
Oh, almost no maintenance. That's why I grow them.
Yeah.
If it was a lot of maintenance, I wouldn't bother.
No, these are great plants. This is a great variety of plants that we should have in our yard. And for those lazy gardeners out there, there you go. I'm Alan Halcon, Christopher Nurgidis. We'll see you next time on dirttime.com.